Fox Sports presents the Pro Volleyball Federation. This is the regular season finale for the Grand Rapids Rise. One more chance at home. They get to face the #1 team in the league, the Omaha Supernovas. What a challenge for Grand Rapids in their final match of the season in Van Andel Arena here in the lovely state of Michigan. Well, the top 4 teams are all set. Indy was the final team to clinch their playoff spot a couple of matches ago. Omaha in the 1 seed. They can actually clinch that 1 seed with a victory tonight. And thank you so much for joining us here inside Van Andel Arena alongside Emily Eman. I'm AJ Cannell. So Omaha knows what's in front of them, Emily, at this point. How do they clinch with a victory tonight?
Omaha's offense needs to be firing against the best defensive team in the league in Grand Rapids. Setter Natalia Valentin Anderson needs to make sure that offense is unpredictable, balanced, and spread out. Also, we know that anything can happen in the PVF. Omaha can't get too comfortable and they're up. 2 nights ago, we saw a reverse sweep in this building and another one last night. So nothing is safe here in the PVF.
That was a fun one last night as well in Indy, and of course Grand Rapids. They looked really good through the first couple of sets. Elena Ogilvie went down a couple of nights ago, and that hurt as well. But give me another tough test for them defensively against Brooke Nunaviller.
Outside Brooke Nunaviller for Omaha is one of the best in the league. She's also one of the most competitive people that you'll ever see out on the court. Every point she plays feels like it's championship point. She's an incredibly terminal outside with a crafty style of attacking. And then in the backcourt, her ball control and defense is like having another libero back there. Omaha's going to look to her all night long. For Grand Rapids, it's the last home match for the hometown star, Carly Snyder. With all the shifting pieces around her this season, the outside has been the most consistent presence that the Rise has had. Not only is she one of the most terminal hitters in the league, but Snyder is a double-double machine.
The Ren Athletics starting lineups going to feature the Macomb, Michigan native Carly Snyder along with Briggs Romine on the outside. Elena Ogilvie got hurt, as mentioned, in their previous match, a 5-set loss against Orlando, but she is back as the starting libero. And for Omaha, their second to last match of the season. They have one on Sunday against Atlanta. Nunaviller joined by Reagan Cooper on the outside. They've been mixing around the middles. It's Toyosi on a banjo and Caitlin Horde today. Also at libero, Allison Witten gets the starting nod in place of Camila Gomez. Omaha has won all 3 previous matchups this season between these 2 teams. Ogilvie showing up early in her return from that injury, and Holthouse terminates.
Beautiful right-away defense for Grand Rapids. Elena Ogilvie sticking that dig, not just up, but perfectly on the setter's hands. That's what she provides. Just good touches all around.
And that is a point for Grand Rapids. Toyosi on a banjo looking for a touch that wasn't there.
Right away, look for Omaha to continue to establish that middle threat, especially with Ana Banjo up there. She is a middle-centric hitter.
Making her 4th appearance in the last 5 matches. Kelsey Payne, block touch Grand Rapids. Holthouse rifles one home.
Back-to-back swings for Holthouse on the right side. She has been one of the best additions to this Grand Rapids team. Picked up just about a month ago after playing 1 season in Germany, and she has been fantastic bringing all that experience over.
Carly Snyder is 3rd in the PVF in aces, and Nunaviller using the angle there.
So impressive. Brooke Nunaviller, because of the height that she gets, she's able to hit these crazy angles up front. That one going inside the 10-foot line.
Nice set by Turner, but they were expecting it to go to Briggs Romine.
A lot of times, Natalia Valentin Anderson, the setter for Omaha, looks like a blocking target because she stands at just 5'10", but she plays so much bigger than she is. Watch #1 in blue. She gets up there.
Speaking of blocking, Alyssa Jensen to serve. She is #2 in the league in blocks per set. Just a fraction behind Reagan Pittman from San Diego as Ana Banjo tips it down.
Really smart play from Ana Banjo. She's such a high IQ player just in her rookie season. Identifying a middle as backcourt, easy tip right over it to the weaker defender.
Cooper and Anna Banjo on the Omaha side, college teammates, their former setter. On the other side, Cameron Turner, who comes up with an assist.
Right away, Cameron Turner feeding that right side, clearly in the game plan for Grand Rapids. Exploit that block in the right side with Holthouse up front.
Gonna try again with Cooper. Reagan Cooper, one of those Kansas Jayhawks in this matchup. There are several of them, just mentioned 3, in addition to Kelsey Payne from back in the day as well.
Really impressive swing from Cooper. This is a matchup that Omaha's going to try to exploit with Cam Turner up front, a shorter blocker. It's a great matchup for Omaha.
That will be a kill for Caitlin Horde.
Caitlin Horde has been so impressive because of how efficient she's been this season. She is so good right in front of the setter, but they'll move her around there and keep that dynamic.
Grand Rapids, the 5th place team in the PVF. Eliminated from the postseason officially for a few matches now as Bastianelli on the slide.
When Bastianelli gets going, this Grand Rapids offense is really difficult to stop. When the pass is good, she is lethal up there.
A couple of matches ago, had 20 kills against Atlanta.
Insane as a middle.
And comes up with a block.
This is why Bastianelli is so fun, because she's great on both sides of the ball. She's incredibly efficient attacking-wise and a massive blocking presence up front, leading the league.
Carly Snyder. High flat swing from Reagan Cooper, a preseason all PVF team member who's had to fight for a job as the second outside with Nunaviller.
Yeah, it's been really difficult for Omaha because they have so much depth on their team. Lindsay Krause on the bench. You have Allie Batenhorst as well, who's come in and done a nice job. So nothing's been safe on this Omaha team.
Batenhorst, I think, is going to be a great option as a spark plug off the bench in the postseason. Even if Cooper's getting the start, they know they have that option. Valentine Anderson, great defensively. Snyder as well on the other side. Briggs Romine puts it away.
This is going to be such a fun defensive battle because both teams are so good at limiting their opponents. Great transition play on Grand Rapids side. The dig allowed for that to happen. Briggs Romine went off.
Briggs Romine won a league championship last year as a member of the Supernovas. Timeout on the floor. We touched on the mindset for Omaha off the top. What about for Grand Rapids? They know they're not going to the postseason, but one more opportunity here at home.
Yeah, and especially for these fans who have showed up night in and night out. I mean, thousands of them. This is why the PVF is so special, because the fans are so special. So they want to put on a show tonight.
And again, Briggs Romine with a back row swing. Outside the 10-foot line, the set from Turner to Snyder. Valentine Anderson, big push all the way across to Kelsey Payne, swinging on the left side. Now Snyder takes it short. Witten gets the start for Omaha, gets the second ball there. Jensen finds the spot.
Big transition play for Grand Rapids side. Beautiful defense, not just getting touches. Watch where this touch goes, right on the money. That allows the middle to be ran.
Last second, Cooper decided to use her hands, and Payne nearly blocked. behind the setter. Jensen is stuck by Payne.
Really great read from Caitlin Horde and Kelsey Payne up front, doubling up on this block. That's really tough to do on a quick tempo set, especially right behind the setter, but they identified that early and went with it.
Payne at just over 0.4 blocks per set. Back to Horde, doesn't make clean contact 2 times in a row. Jensen covers off the block. Snyder takes a big rip. Briggs-Romine has to cover. Jensen is rejected. That's not getting through against Omaha. On that point, Caitlin Horde, the solo block.
The Supernovas are a wall right now. It's made it really difficult for Grand Rapids to get by.
Kathy George has led the top blocking team by far, a whole half block per set ahead of anybody else. Grand Rapids at 3.12. But Omaha is the 3rd best blocking team in the league. Inside set, and Snyder is rejected.
The biggest thing Kathy George told us before this match was it was going to be a defensive battle. They have to be locked in on coverage and get out of these long rallies. And Omaha is not making it easy for them to put a ball down.
Already the 4th team block for the Supernovas.
We're not even to point 10 yet.
Huge pace for a team that averages a good number, just over 2.5 blocks per set. Out of system, Payne. Witten negotiates the net. Played by Jensen. Snyder had a window there. Some good deception from Turner. Jensen drawing numbers from the middle. And Laura Bird-Kuhn. She was named interim head coach at the start of last season, wound up leading the team to a championship full-time in the summer. Now in her 2nd year. Payne's like, okay, that had to be down. Eventually ruled down by our R1, Devaney McClarty. Barb Zavanek is the R2.
You know what I love about this Omaha team right now is, yes, they've already clinched a spot in the playoffs. They're trying to play for that #1 seed, but they look like they're fighting just as hard as any other match.
That's some good hustle to keep this point going, but right back into the donut for Turner. And to your last point, it's something we saw last night, 2 playoff teams battling in Indy, and a dramatic reverse sweep victory for Atlanta. Good choice right there from Cameron Turner. What do you think should be and is the mindset from a lot of these playoff teams that know they're going to the postseason in Vegas next week, but still have matches left to play?
A lot of them is still just fine-tuning and finding that rhythm before the playoffs. We've seen a lot of these playoff teams switching lineups even late in the year. They need to make sure that the entire roster, top to bottom, is good to go, because you need depth in the playoffs.
Certainly, we've seen that from Omaha. Several moving parts in that lineup recently. That's a line shot that's off the mark for Nunaville. What sticks out most to you about some of these Omaha adjustments?
I think it's Coach Bird is doing a really nice job getting players' involvement, but not changing stuff up too much. You know, a few tweaks here and there. But he's also just really liked what she's seen, especially from a player like Toyosiana Banjo, who she says has been crushing it in practice, so she has to give her that opportunity. And these starters right now, they kind of have to earn their starting spot back.
She's played in just 7 matches and 14 sets on the season coming in, but bigger workload recently. Briggs-Romine has had her role increase throughout the year, takes a big swing, earns her team a free ball. Back set, and a good one from Turner to Holthouse.
Sneaky set from Cameron Turner. Everything about this set looked like it was going forward. Then she flicks those fingers back right at the end to send it backwards, catches those blockers off guard. Holthouse almost has an open net.
Cooper responds for Omaha.
Omaha's done a nice job really getting that back row attack going. Reagan Cooper is great back there along with Nunaviller, and it's really important to establish that, to have an extra option either as a bailout or in system like that one.
Last year's Rising Star Award winner and all Pro Volleyball Federation 2nd teamer, Reagan Cooper, now in her 2nd year. There wasn't a touch there, so for contacts, point Grand Rapids. punched through by Toyosi Banjo, who played collegiately at Kansas, also 2 years to begin her career with Iowa.
This is a player whose just main focus is attacking. That's what it was all throughout her collegiate career, and now she's catching up on the blocking standpoint. It's tough to do as a middle coming in professionally, but man, that offense looks good.
Nuneviller on the set, Cooper on the kill.
Omaha's outsides, both Cooper and Nuneviller, have been really effective crossing it inside those blockers. So going inside the middle to that really sharp shot.
They need the mop. Actually, the referee, Devaney McClarty, who helped point that out. Unheralded, but an important part of the volleyball experience. Need a good mop person. Or depending on the arena, towel person.
Yeah.
Slide, kill, Bastianelli.
Beautiful one and done. Allie Bastianelli is so good on that slide attack. So athletic, but she's so good off of 1 foot. And this ball, just a quick tempo ball right behind the setter. It's her bread and butter.
Cooper passes, Cooper attacks, and Cooper scores.
Really smart shot from Reagan Cooper. This ball pushed all the way out, but coming from the right side of the court, Valentin Anderson really has to use that strength, and even dying inside, Cooper's smart enough to just send it right off the block out.
Remember her freshman year, I did a Washington State game, and she was on the very end of the Washington State bench. Who would have known that she would transfer to Texas Tech, as that's a big wallop there from Snyder, and then transfer to Kansas, break out there, and then really break out Reagan Cooper in the Pro Volleyball Federation. But timeout on the floor, 16-15 Grand Rapids. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on Fox Sports. Well, it's been a great fit between the PVF and the Grand Rapids region. Grand Rapids actually was the first official franchise in the Pro Volleyball Federation. The announcement came on December 5th, 2022. First PVF season was last year in 2024. And now winding down the season, heading towards Vegas and the semifinals on May 9th, the championship on May 11th. 1 week away from the semis now officially. Omaha is going to Vegas. We know that if they win tonight, they'll clinch the 1 seed and a date with Indy. If they lose, then they have to face Atlanta this Sunday in their regular season finale. And that would be a match for the 1 seed. Kelsey Payne with the kill.
I think regardless of what happens tonight as well, I'm so excited for that Omaha-Atlanta matchup, just because you got the 2 top teams in the league. They're going to be battling it out, both trying to fine-tune and bring momentum into the playoffs. Plus Atlanta riding a 13-match win streak.
Oh yeah, that, as Alyssa Jensen kills one. That match is going to be at 5 o'clock Central Time for those Omaha supporters on the Roku Sports Channel on Sunday. Cameron Turner to serve. Most teams going to target whoever else is out there besides the libero and Nuneviller, whether it's Batenhorst or Cooper. And Grand Rapids does it successfully there. A point scored, and Turner back to serve again.
Grand Rapids is doing a really nice job of serving tough. Omaha's struggling in serve receive right now.
All right, back to Cooper. Nuneviller rises up. Briggs Romine was looking for an assist. Now the setter gets to take the second ball, and Turner gets the assist with Snyder tipping it down.
Smart decision from Carly Snyder. She's been going to that hard shot right cross court. This time pulls it back just a little bit and goes right in the donut between all the defenders.
Tenth straight start for Cameron Turner. Has come on in a major way as the season has gone along. Jensen. Nuneviller tips. Turner reads it. Ogilvy with the set. Bad touch. Turner saves it with one hand. That point, just forget about that point. Everyone just
I don't
move
want to
on.
talk about it. I don't even want to think about that point. A lot of ugliness. But honestly, you got to win ugly sometimes. It doesn't matter what's happening on your side versus the other side. As long as you get the point, it's the same as a monster kill.
That's what makes the great points great. Sometimes you just have a bad
Sometimes
point.
you get those.
Nunaviller rips one down the line. That was a great moment for Nunaviller. So much range on the outside.
At so much range, she has the ability to hit all shots, and Natalia Valentin-Anderson does a nice job of putting her in those positions to allow Nunaviller to show off that range.
Well, we saw Grand Rapids go ahead 2-0, only to get reverse swept last time out a couple nights ago against Orlando. Jensen with the block.
Good read from Jensen. Lining up her shoulders with the opposing attacker's shoulders. That's what you need to do as a blocker. At the last second, you watch the hitter, then back to the ball to get that stuff. Great eye work from Jensen. Ooh.
Snyder's got a massive arm. But Omaha sides out Kelsey Payne.
Beautiful pass on Omaha's side. This is one of the toughest serves in the entire league. Coming at you kind of like an attack. You're going to take it like a dig, and that was perfect.
Interesting. Omaha out blocking the top blocking team in the league 4-2, yet trailing 21-18. Paige Briggs Romine out of Western Kentucky, a second-year pro who played for Omaha last year.
Grand Rapids just playing really hard right now. We're seeing a lot of power attacks on their side. I think the defense is doing a phenomenal job in the backcourt, picking up everything.
Jenna Otek comes in to serve. She had to fill in for Ogilvy as a libero when Ogilvy got hurt in the third set against Orlando. Now back in that serving or DS role. Nearly the stuff by Bastianelli, but covered, and that one didn't even make contact. So a point for the Rise. Now, we discussed this pre-match. Laura Berg-Kuhn, not a fan of calling timeouts. She was having a long conversation with us about this before the match.
Yeah, and I love what she said. She said timeouts just give confidence to the other team, but if I don't call a timeout, it gives confidence to my team to figure that out, and it's a great philosophy.
I mean, maybe if we're talking about the PVF championship or the semifinals, maybe it's a little bit of a different calculus, but I think she wants to see what her team can do playing through these situations is the point, at least in this one, as Anna Banjo gets a hold of one.
Anna Banjo has been fantastic throughout this first set. They're moving her along the net, really showing her versatility, and she's attacking from wherever and scoring from wherever.
Hit .409 her senior year at Kansas. Faster tempo, and Briggs Romine uses the block and hits the antenna, and that is out of play. A set point for the Rise. Holdhouse, the server. And then this. Oh, wait a second. It was in. Bolt 6 says it was in. And that'll do it for the first set.
It does not get closer than that. Beautiful serve from Holdhouse on set point to put it down.
Omaha was acting like it was a foregone conclusion that ball was going out, and it just shaved the line on the way through. An ace serve to end it for Eleanor Holdhouse, and a routine first set win for Grand Rapids against the first place team. Okay, so Omaha had more blocks and more digs, but Grand Rapids had by far the better first set, and a big part of it was the passing.
And nearly doubling up their good pass percentage, and what that does is it allows your offense to run and be unpredictable and stay balanced. That's what the Rise's offense looked like, whereas on Omaha's side, every perfect pass you knew it was going to Anna Banjo right in the middle, but they were out of system at such a high clip it made it easy for Grand Rapids to stop.
Reagan Cooper had to field 13 serves, and she passed at just 23% in system.
That means you can expect Grand Rapids to continue to keep the ball right on her. Wear her down.
Anytime you see a weakness in this sport, especially at this level, the other team's just going to pick at it.
Yep.
And so something to keep an eye on come the postseason. How does Omaha deal with that? Cooper back in there for now. Holthaus determination.
Holthaus has been really impressive too because she has just taken rip after rip. She's a player that does not hold back.
She's now 5 for 10, has no errors. Mostly hits from the right side. Jensen gets a chance on the overpass, and that'll go down for Alyssa Jensen, who played for Kathy George for 4 years at Michigan State.
You gotta stay aggressive on those overpasses. I love how aggressive Jensen was on that one, taking a big rip.
Dunaviller, really good pass off of that high quality serve. And Anna Banjo capitalizes, picking up where she left off in the first.
That's what the good pass gets you. Dunaviller sticking that ball, puts the setter right on the money. The middle blocker can't release until they know where the ball's going. On a perfect pass situation, you never know.
A 5 for 7 start with a single error for Toyosi Anna Banjo. Dunaviller, a nice dig. Cooper is roofed. Looked like Holthaus got that one.
There's another playing. When it's out of system, Grand Rapids knows this ball has to go outside. So the block is just waiting on this ball right there.
Valentine Anderson makes the right read. Number 4 in the league in assists. Valentine Anderson, crafty player, very capable of exerting her own will offensively.
And Valentine Anderson, not necessarily the most offensive setter, but she knows exactly when to do it.
Briggs Romine. You know, usually she hits line a lot of the time, but showing she can do that as well.
And that's what makes her so good, is because she's an undersized outside, she's had to really make up for that, being a really crafty and rangy attacker.
Payne leaning in and is off the mark. Had to keep her feet behind the attack line there. Not a perfect set for her to deal with, and Grand Rapids is in front.
Yeah, not the best set, leading her a little too far forward.
Flips the net. Cooper makes a solid pass. Caitlin Horde tries an attack on the gap. Briggs Romine again hammering that angle. Briggs Romine.
Briggs Romine was hammering that line shot during the first set. This time going for that seam, going cross court. A perfect pass allows that seam because the middle's a little bit late.
I remember getting ready for a match earlier this season and watching Briggs Romine. Almost every shot she took, she was cutting it down the line, kind of more like that, but showing what else she can do. Cooper's got range as well.
Great finish from Cooper. A little off balance on that swing, but she's so athletic, she can make those kind of plays happen.
Omaha not waiting long to go with the dub sub. Emily Londot will be the server. And Mac Pedraza in front.
Yeah, they're getting crushed on the outside right now, so a bit of a bigger blocker up there.
Normally you'd have this situation, the setter coming in back row, but you just explained why they want to make that front row setting change at the moment. And they score a point on Londot's serve. Londot, a second-round pick out of Ohio State from Utica, Ohio. How is this point still going? Excellent play by Omaha to keep that up around the net, and Horde sends it away.
There's where that block comes in, beautifully set up from Mac Pedraza. Caitlin Horde extends all the way out, using those long foot speed to get out there.
Well, sub paying off. Chance to tie this set up. Dunaviller doing her best on that swing, but Grand Rapids back up 2.
Mac Pedraza having her up front. She's also a pretty offensive setter, so you do have her as a weapon rather than having that right side attack. Anytime it's tight, expect her to dump.
Pedraza spent last year with Grand Rapids, played in 33 sets. This will stay in play. Briggs-Roma is going to take a swing. Pedraza to Horde and missed it. Omaha thinks it was touched, so a challenge coming.
Block touch. I've seen this a few times where an Omaha attacker really just kind of swinging for the fences, going for that high hand shot, because Grand Rapids is such a good blocking team.
I like how all 6 players on the court all signaled touch, as if all 6 of them saw it.
As if it were that obvious.
Well, maybe it was that obvious. That's pretty close. But it was there. Yep.
We love Bolt 6.
Deeper serve handled by Snyder, who's going to come back and attack this. Impressive play by Carly Snyder.
Even out of system, Snyder is so good at getting that space with her, between her and the setter.
He was a star collegially at Florida, playing in her home state of Michigan. Timeout. All right, Emily, what do you make of it? Omaha, they're playing their people. They're the 1 seed as of right now, looking to clinch it tonight, understandably. Okay, some of these teams that are going into the postseason are going to prioritize some rest, but that's not what I see Omaha doing right now. I see their starters out there, or their preferred players out there, some of whom have entered the lineup more recently, yet Grand Rapids is the team in control.
This is a testament to Grand Rapids and how hard this team is playing. They're playing free, they're playing loose, they have nothing to lose right now, and that's the mindset that you're seeing from the Rise.
The Rise made a hard charge. They defeated Indy twice in a 3-match span. Pulled within 1 game of the final playoff spot. Lost by 2 points in the 5th set against Atlanta. And that ultimately kind of did them in. They came that close to, pushing that playoff race even further. A kill there from Londa.
It's always fun watching Mac Pedraza set up Emily Londa, going back to their Ohio State days.
Pedraza finished out her career at Penn State after playing for Ohio State, a joust that's won by Nunaviller and Omaha.
And that created by really good serving on Omaha's side. Caitlin Hort putting in a bullet, forcing that overpass, allows to put down.
Paige Briggs-Romine out of the back row.
Briggs-Romine has been really impressive because she's going for that high hand shot time and time again, and it's really paying off.
That's her 6th kill. Pedraza gets it to Nunaviller. Briggs-Romine using her hands there, looking for the dig, but Nunaviller gets credit.
Beautiful swing from Brooke Nunaviller. That snap down that she has with her wrist is just so fast. If you think that she's going to be late, she's not. She's got a fast snap down.
Omaha coming off a sweep win against Vegas. They didn't need much offensively from Nunaviller. Had 5 kills and 5 errors in that one. Also off to a little bit of a quiet start today from an efficiency standpoint. You did have 17 digs in that Vegas match in 3 sets. That's pretty wild. Block against Holthouse. Going to go back to her. No.
Rally's starting to get longer and longer. The defense really picking up on both sides. It's really incredible reads in the back row. Both teams are pretty good blocking wise. The defense behind them setting up beautifully.
Setter came in as a part of the double substitute. Pedraza misses the serve. So it looks like we saw Pedraza and Londot come in with Pedraza in the front row. Now Mac Pedraza has rotated to the back row. They're They're just going to keep them in the match for right now. And an ace serve. And another one for Snyder. She came into the match with 32.
It is so difficult to pass. It comes on you like a straight kill from the backcourt. There's so much topspin, so it drops right in front of you, and the pace that she brings is insane.
Second ace for Grand Rapids today. Tight set, and Londot still converts.
That's a really athletic play from Emily Londot. Not a very good set, pushed way too far out, but uses that left hand to make a really crafty move. Watch this ball pushed way too far out outside the antenna, uses that left hand to bring it back. Really impressive.
Everybody clap your hands.
Snyder covers off the block. Briggs Romine loading up. Witten pops it up. Pedraza in behind to Londot. Too tight with the referee stand. A good dig, I thought, by Turner right there in that close proximity situation, but Omaha scores.
Kind of want to see Devaney McClarty just make a play on it. Let's see what kind of hands she's got.
She definitely could. Pedraza facing the net, gives it up, and Londot is blocked.
Massive stuff. Alyssa Jensen coming in hot for Grand Rapids. She gets her hands so far over the net. She's tall and she's got a lot of length. She is so difficult to get by.
Londot opts for the tip and going towards Jensen. Never a bad idea. And the middle is left back defense. This time Londot smashed down.
Great swing from Emily Londot up front, moving back to the front court. This is why it's so great for Omaha, because yes, they started off with Kelsey Payne, but they have an awesome addition on the opposite with Emily Londot. They can bring her in whenever they need.
That was a tight looking window between the outside of the block and the antenna there. Got through it clean. Full house. Dug by Pedraza. Turner to Briggs Romine. Turner behind to Holdhouse. They cover it. Cooper finally sends it home.
Great heads-up play from Reagan Cooper. Doesn't get the first one, but tracks that ball, overpass, and stays aggressive to put it down.
Talked about Cooper struggling in the first set passing, but offensively she's been good. 8 kills, 333. On the gap set, Bastianelli.
Omaha has to serve just a little bit tougher than that. Grand Rapids cannot have their middles involved because it makes this offense so difficult to stop. Beautiful ball from Briggs Romine. That is not the player that you want to go after if you're serving. Yeah,
Laura Bird-Kuhn said, you wouldn't know it by the numbers, but serving tough has been an emphasis this year for us. Omaha last in the league in aces. And a big block by Londot.
Beautifully set up from Emily Londot. The ball coming from the complete other side of the court. The outside is the only player that can get this set in this situation, so the block's just waiting on that one.
Grand Rapids, by the way, they just subbed in August Rasky for that serve. And in the dub sub, it's Nelson on the outside, this time on the right side. Briggs Romine on the outside with a kill.
Great fast tempo play. Good set from Rasky coming in right away, getting that timing down.
Rasky was the starter to begin the season. Played collegiately at Oregon. Now Briggs Romine to serve. Pedraza going over on 2, and that stays down.
Really smart decision for Pedraza to go up and dump. Normally a pretty offensive setter. Good time to do it.
Well, around the time that Pedraza and Emily Londot came in, Omaha was trailing early in the set. Now they're ahead. Timeout. Happy to have you with us for the Pro Volleyball Federation on Fox Sports. Grand Rapids with a first set win, maybe a little bit of a surprise to have the first place team in the building and beat them 25-19 in the first set, make it look pretty easy. Then Grand Rapids took a 6-2 lead in the second set. Omaha switched the setter out at 6-3 after they sided out. And since then, a big margin edge for the Supernovas, the defending champions of the PVF, and Caitlin Horde makes it 17-14.
Omaha's blocking has been fantastic tonight. Already their 8th block of the night. We're even barely halfway through the second set.
Four blocks per set, pardon me, would be an epic pace.
Yeah.
As Nunaviller scores on the overpass.
Omaha starting to find their rhythm, checking in for Pedraza and London. Kind of added that new spark for this team that I think Omaha needed to really get things going.
Kathy George has to call for time. At 18-14 in the second set, timeout Grand Rapids.
Let's do it.
So this is a solid middle matchup. We were discussing Caitlin Horde on the Omaha side, but let's go to the middle blocker of the year candidate, starting with Ali Bastianelli.
I think this league has been so fun because the middles have been so good this year, and Ali Bastianelli has been one of the best because she's so good on both sides of the ball. First in blocks in the league, which is I think what makes her so impressive. Kaz Brown, right now if the season ended, would be my pick for middle of the year. She leads all middles in points at about 3%. She's 5th in efficiency. Also has a sneaky tough serve back there. Then we got the rookie, Corey Lewis, who is the most efficient middle blocker in the entire league. Coming in, it is so difficult as a rookie to have your game translate right away, but that's what makes her so impressive is she jumped in and has not missed a beat since college.
Yeah, 3 different styles right there, but
yeah,
all so effective. Horde having a really good season as well. She'd be maybe an honorable mention on that list, hitting .333 with nearly 0.9 blocks per set. Give her another.
Just so good defensively up front. I mean, there's a reason why she's second in the PVF in blocks. She does such a great job tracking. Just in her second year of ball.
She's like, add me to your list.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good list, to be clear.
For me, it was kind of the point production was
yes,
more so what I was looking at.
I'm with you.
But she deserves it. You make a case.
Good swing from Pedraza.
The flex after too. Okay, Matt. And this is so fun when you have a player like this check in. It just adds that fun spark to your team. Just great energy. And when they're playing the way that Mac is right now, it really helps your team just get things moving.
Began the year on the practice squad. Made the active roster starting in February, about a month into the season, and has increased her role as the year has gone along. Giving it up for Cooper, and Pedraza earns the assist there.
Great set going back row to Reagan Cooper. In transition, a great time to get it going.
5-0 run through the timeout as well. Undeterred with their momentum. Turner to Snyder, and that was a tightrope act along the net, but they made it work.
Really fast set to get out to the outside. What that does is it tries to beat the block out there. That time Snyder's able to go right through a tiny seam.
Bastianelli has had a season-high tying 9 blocks twice in the last 5 matches. She's the server, and Nunaviller helps Omaha side out quickly.
Bit of a tight play up at the net, but Nunaviller is athletic enough to really chase this ball down and get to it before the block does.
She is one of those special athletes in the league that showcases it in a number of different ways. But at one of those ways, at 5'10", the way she can get up on those attacks. Back set, Jensen. And that's gonna go for Alyssa Jensen because of a net violation. Though Jensen does get credit for a kill in that situation, even though the shot was out. One of those statistical oddities in the sport. She could have hit that a mile out of bounds, but she was the hitter. There was a net, so she gets the kill. Nunaville had to run into that one. Witten's got to set another. Maybe use the platform next time after watching the last couple there. And Holthouse with the kill.
And it's also, you can see that play out because it's a really awkward set she's trying to make, which leaves the attacker in a difficult situation. It's an off ball. Grand Rapids is easily able to transition that.
I like the mentality. If you're a libero, you're behind the line, you want to try to use your hands. Not begrudging it, but the execution
or just lift the foot
there.
up.
Yeah. Either way.
Jump.
It didn't work out for her on that point, is the point, which is okay. It happens. Nunaviller sends it home.
Really good swing from Nunaviller. This ball left way inside. The blockers don't track it very well on Grand Rapids side. She has a field day up front.
Nunaviller, a quiet start offensively, now is up to 231, 5 for 13. Scrappy point from Grand Rapids. And Omaha put it away, not yet. The dig from Turner, the out-of-system swing by Snyder. That was a good set by Witten. Great defensive point for Grand Rapids. Ooh, using the foot, Jensen. Nunaviller finally stings it into the block and ends it, but what an effort by Grand Rapids.
Just incredible defensive play. I mean, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, whatever you got to do to keep that ball alive does not matter. Check this out, off the foot of Jensen up front. Great reaction time.
Even though they lost the point, that's the type of play that all of these fans who are here attending the season finale are going to make them want to come back for more next year.
Oh, yeah.
On set point, straight down. Good swing by Toyosi on a banjo. And a very similar margin to the first set, but in the opposite direction. Omaha 25, Grand Rapids 17 to even this match at 1 set apiece. On set number 2, Omaha hit 361 to Grand Rapids 125. Big difference between the performance and the production for Omaha through the first couple of sets. A big reason why Brooke Nunaviller went 4 for 7 with 3 digs in the second set. And Brooke is standing by with Emily.
Brooke, what was the difference there in set 2 with the rebound?
I think we talked about just first and second contact a lot. It was really sloppy. I think we said we were working really hard, but we didn't have to be working as hard if we just handled simple things in the beginning. So first, second contact, managing the swings when they weren't there, and I think it got a lot better.
Offensively, what was the difference to provide a spark in set 2?
Just swinging away. I mean, we have such a deep bench. When new faces come in, sometimes it does provide that spark, and I think Emily came in, took some big swings. Max, really talkative, so I think just that change sometimes can help.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you.
She's intense. She's a winner, a champion last year for Omaha, an MVP candidate this year. Brooke Nunaviller had a strong second set, and Omaha evened it up at 1 set apiece. Grand Rapids 25-19, Omaha 25-17. The big turnaround in the second set. First place Omaha with the 1 seed on the line if they can win on the road today. Thank you so much once again for joining us. AJ Cannell alongside Emily Eman. It wasn't the most surprising thing in the world, Emily, to see Omaha turn things around like that. The first place team coming in and really showing why in that second set.
Yeah, that was a completely different Omaha team than what we saw during set 1. Nearly every single statistical category improved. Specifically their passing, I thought, was a lot more impressive. That allowed the offense to really go off, hit over 350. And the defense, I mean, they are picking everything up and getting great touches up front.
Now, Omaha is first place in the league, but Grand Rapids, they're the best blocking team in the league. Omaha's been the blocking team tonight, though.
Omaha has been so impressive up at the net defensively. They're not only getting touches, but they're getting so many stuffs up there. Already through 2 sets, 9 stuff blocks. Those middles are working so hard, reading incredibly well side to side. And it's following the scouting report in Credible. You can tell that they have put a lot of time into watching this Grand Rapids team, seeing what the offense is doing, what the setter tendencies are, and they're really on top of it.
They also flipped around the passing numbers from the first set to the second set, got Grand Rapids out of system way more often, and have evened this match at 1. These fans get to cheer on their rise one last time in the season finale against first place Omaha. Team split the first 2 sets. Omaha has the momentum coming into the third. Great play by Pedraza, but Grand Rapids also there with a cover play and a creative shot. Good placement by Toyosi Anabanjo. Her efficiency continues.
Toyosi Anabanjo has been so impressive in her last 2 starts for Omaha. Just such a good offensive middle.
417 in the last 2 matches. And that's exactly where she was sitting going into that shot. But this time it's Nunaviller.
She's getting a little bit too tight on these passes for Snyder. Needs to hold it just a little bit further out.
Good serve by Pedraza.
Beautiful serve. The last one went pretty deep, caught the passers up high. This one drops right in front.
Back Pedraza's 3rd ace of the season. And the kill there from Eleanor Holthouse. So I guess we can mention this because we have a broadcast on Fox today with the connection. That pretty cool. You have a player like Mac Pedraza out there who's also our colleague at Big Ten Network. So she's both playing and broadcasting.
Let me tell you, that girl watches more volleyball than anyone I know.
And Nunaviller puts it away. More volleyball than anyone you know.
That's also probably not true. I don't know, I might give her a run for her money there.
I was ready to believe you.
Every time she's always watching games.
Service error.
Comes from a volleyball family. Mom was a stud at Minnesota. Whole family affair for the Pedrazas.
Now back set to Londot. Couple of Ohio State Buckeyes teaming up. Bastianelli is rejected by Cooper.
Great read on Omaha's side, knowing that when Grand Rapids is in system, they're going to go to Bastianelli on that slide every single time. Just a great commit.
And usually very efficient, hitting .298, number 9 in the league in that category. Hitting efficiency this season for Bastianelli. D-ball for Holthouse and steers that one inbounds.
Really difficult play because you have 2 hitters in the same zone. Bastianelli going out on the slide, along with Holthouse coming in from the backcourt as well.
How does a defense try and react to that type of overload situation?
It's really difficult because you don't want to get jumpy. You automatically assume that that ball's probably going to the middle on the slide, but when it's not, you have to quickly reload and go up, or you can't jump until you know exactly where that ball's going.
Turner with some tempo to Snyder. Pedraza on the go. Cooper bounces one.
K. Reagan Cooper, look at that strength. Beautiful swing going right through the seam in the block, but she's got that seam open. You better watch out because it's coming fast down.
That was crafty from Holthouse.
Normally you see all power from Holthouse. She's got such a strong arm. She's not afraid to use it. That's what makes the roll shot so effective, is because the defense isn't expecting it.
Aces on the season coming in for Bastianelli. And that was a good serve, but Pedraza made an even better play, and that sends this match. Volleyball fans. Lee's Family Forum just outside Las Vegas will host the second Pro Volleyball Federation Championship on May 9th and May 11th. The top 4 PVF teams will face off for the opportunity to earn a cool $1 million prize. All session tickets start at $49 and single day tickets start at $29. They're on sale now at provolleyball.com/tickets.
I mean, if you're not already going, what a great excuse to get out to Vegas. Have a fun weekend. Get some sun, watch some great volleyball.
I also saw an announcement today that there are special commemorative tickets, if I can say it, available as well. A one-of-a-kind keepsake with a unique and distinctive design that you can go to the website and take a look at. As there is a kill from Holdhouse.
Holdhouse is the only one scoring for Grand Rapids right now here in the third set. They keep giving her the ball, and she's the only one delivering for the Rise.
High swing from Nunaviller. Holdhouse going right back at it, finding different ways to do it.
Holdhouse 4 for 4 here in the third set. Clearly a matchup that Grand Rapids is going to try to exploit, whether it's a weaker blocker on the outside. She's finding ways around it.
That was Pedraza on the block.
Zach Pedraza has done such a great job blocking tonight. She's putting her body in the right positions, and most importantly, getting that right hand turned back inside the court. If the attacker's trying to go off it, they can't because it's coming right back inside.
I've heard Laura Bird-Coon say before that when she puts a substitute in, what she likes about her team is that at almost every position the players have different styles. So Pedraza is a different style of player than Valentina Anderson. She can change the energy in the match.
And that's exactly what it does, and what's really nice to have as well, because you're bringing someone out there that's just completely different and gives you a new look.
And Omaha's been a different looking team since Pedraza and Londoc came in. Ace serve from Caitlin Hort. It was 6-2 in the second set. When Omaha was down by 1 set, they sided out. It was 6-3, and that's when that substitution came in. Pedraza and Londoc. And Nunaviller finishes that one.
Tough serving has been the #1 focus for this Omaha team for a while now, and the one that Bird-Coon told us that they were focused on tonight is getting Grand Rapids out of system, doing a really nice job of that in the third set.
Well, the Rise are going to make a change here for serve-receive purposes with Carly Snyder, their best all-around outside. Going to come out for Erica Pritchard, who has a lot of talent in her own right. Ogilvy gets to handle this one. And Holthouse takes it down the line. Her great start to the set continues.
Got to feed the hot hand. That's Eleanor Holthouse. A beautiful set all the way out to the pin. Easy one and done.
5 for 5 in a set where her team is now down 12-7. And a serve by Pedraza. Now Jensen. Erica Pritchard. She was a starting option earlier in the season.
Right away, Cam Turner gets her going. Get that arm warmed up, even in the backcourt. Pritchard's a great offensive option.
It's just a shade below Snyder in terms of kills per set. Basically identical numbers in the high 2s. The change was made, it looked like, for serve-receive purposes. Briggs Romine off the block and out.
A lot of passing, too, is really just a rhythm. You know, once you get into a rhythm, it's really easy to stay in it. But once you're out, it's kind of hard to get back in it. So sometimes you just want to give that player a break, give someone else a chance to see if they're in a rhythm.
Cooper passes a dime there. Londot inbounds.
Great decision from Pedraza. A perfect pass. Normally you see the middle attacker getting this ball. She sends it outside, which leaves Londot with a lot of court to swing through.
Old 6 shows that this gets a piece of the line. Briggs Romine off the mark, so Omaha gets some more separation at 14-10, but a challenge coming.
Grand Rapids is challenging a block touch.
It'll be interesting to see, no matter what the result is tonight, what Omaha and Atlanta do, how they handle that match on Sunday against each other as the call is quickly confirmed. When you think about, you have 2 teams that might be battling for the 1 seed, but also, I don't know if they want to show all of their cards when they could very well, a week from Sunday, be fighting in the actual PVF championship. So I'm curious, once this point ends, your thoughts maybe on that dynamic for Sunday's match as Cooper scores.
That's definitely interesting because, yeah, you don't want to show all your cards this close to the playoffs. And say Omaha does win tonight, those are already locked into the 1 seed and the 2 seed. So not saying the match doesn't matter, because it very much does in terms of fine-tuning and what we're going to see as a preview for a potential championship match. But I think both teams might handle it differently. I mean, I know Omaha, Bergkuhn always talks about, we're treating every match the same. We're going to go all out. I know Atlanta has the same thing. They say we're taking it day by day, so I'd be surprised if either team let up on Sunday.
This result really matters here, because if Omaha can't win, then Sunday's match becomes a battle for the 1 seed. If Omaha does win, they'll lock the 1 seed up. It's a 16-11 Supernovas lead. They're looking good in the 3rd set, trying to take a set advantage in this match.
Thanks, fans. We love you. Hi, fans. Thank you all so much for your support. Go Rise.
Welcome back to Grand Rapids, Michigan and Van Andel Arena. Omaha Supernovas visiting the Grand Rapids Rise. Omaha coming in at 19-7, the first place team by a half game in the Pro Volleyball Federation after the Atlanta Vibe reverse swept the Indy Ignite last night to pull back within a half game. And Grand Rapids in 5th place in the league. They were eliminated from playoff contention a couple of matches ago. And we're off, coming out of the 16-point timeout. Rasky is in there to set for the Rise. Rasky is a lefty setter that can do that. Londot, a right-handed hitting opposite with all sorts of power. Emily Londot.
All sorts of power in all shots she has. First one tried to take line, comes back at her, then sends this ball cross court, cross body for a beautiful kill.
I want to ask you a question. Omaha is pulling away here. Let's say that 1 seed is on the line. Now, the direction this match is going right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be, because if Omaha beats Grand Rapids today, they'll lock up the 1 seed. Let's say Grand Rapids finds something here, rediscovers the magic, comes back and beats Omaha. How badly, if you're Omaha or Atlanta in that regular season finale, do you want the 1 seed? How much does that matter versus, let's say, making sure a team is healthy or not showing all their cards?
Basically, you're deciding between playing Indy or playing Orlando. And I will say both those teams are very, very difficult. I think in terms of matchups, I'd rather play Indy just because they're a bit of a shorter team. And I think that plays into the strengths of both Omaha and Atlanta. But it's also a toss-up because they're also a great defensive team. So what do you look at? Do you go against the team that's better defensively or the team that is really efficient offensively? I personally would rather take Indy for that reason. I think matchups-wise, both are in a better spot. In general, you ideally would want to play the team that statistically is the worst in terms of the 4 seed. So it does add a lot of weight if Grand Rapids can come back to that game on Sunday.
Yeah, based on their records and how they've been playing lately, there's definitely a difference between number 3 and number 4. But the other thing that you learn is that once you actually get into the postseason, the regular season stuff,
seeding goes out the door.
It really does. You don't quite know what you're going to get a lot of the time. That's the beauty of it. Omaha last year got to host, and they won the championship at home. This year it's going to be a different challenge. The team that's the host is not in it in the Vegas Thrill. So it's going to be a neutral site game for every team in every match. And it's just the 2 semifinal matches, single elimination to the finals on Sunday, May 11th. Over the shoulder again from Pedraza. We saw a kill of that nature earlier. Cooper behind the attack line. This is all Omaha here in the 3rd set.
Omaha is just having a field day right now. They're doing a great job knocking Grand Rapids out of system, putting in really tough serves. That offense has been nearly unstoppable, hitting over 350.
Timeout called by Grand Rapids. They have emptied the chamber here in the 3rd set. Franklin Sports, a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on Fox Sports. And we've been discussing the standings, the playoff positioning. Indy knows they're going to be the 4 seed with just 1 match left to go. They cannot catch Orlando, needless to say. Orlando is going to be the 3 seed. Atlanta and Omaha. Will Omaha be the 1 seed or the 2 seed? That's the one question remaining. And if Omaha wins this match tonight, they will clinch that 1 seed. If not, the Supernovas play the Vibe on Sunday. That match would then decide the 1 seed. So I do think for sure, if you're the Supernovas, you would love to go in to that Sunday match with a clear head, knowing that you've already locked it up.
I think not having that pressure would be very nice, especially when you look at the differences between Orlando and Indy. Orlando's the best offensive team in the league, especially when you have a player like Brittany Abercrombie. You just don't know what she can do in those big moments. She has the ability to take over matches. You don't want anything to do with that offense, I think, when the playoffs come around.
That was your take is getting stronger there.
Yeah, I'm going you on the 1 seed.
Yeah, I don't blame you for saying it, as Omaha trying to make it happen, hitting 591 in the set. Brooke Nunaviller gets blocked there.
Grand Rapids needs a bit of a spark to get themselves going, and the best way to do that is to get big defensive plays. The block will get that done for them. They got to string together a few more here.
Well, last year, Grand Rapids was that surprise team. They were the 4 seed. They upset the 1 seed Atlanta. They made it to the finals where they lost to Omaha in Omaha. The Rise just falling short of the postseason this year.
This Grand Rapids team, though, such a bright future, especially when you have a coach like Kathy George. I mean, she's one of the best to do it at the collegiate level, is clearly doing a good job at Grand Rapids, although they are on the outside looking in. It's a really great team, especially defensively on that side of the net.
Serving sub, Lindsay Krause. Been consistently in that role this season. Good finish there from Jensen.
Really well handled on Grand Rapids side. Beautiful pass, allows that middle to be ran. Great location from Turner to get it going.
Been a series that all time you include that championship last year. Omaha has just been dominant, 7-1 all time in matchups between these 2 teams. Witten with the dig. Pritchard on the other side. Turner, athletic set for Holthouse. Is going to Briggs-Romine on the inside set. Pass to attack for Paige. Briggs-Romine.
Really good job for Grand Rapids, keeping this offense really dynamic, really fast. When they're in system, Cam Turner loves to get that going. You have the middle going right in front of the outside. Works out really well for the outside there.
Off that good first touch, I feel like Turner just could sense that Briggs-Romine was going to be in a good rhythm to round into that attack there. And their hitter setter connection was good. Pedraza has options, and we saw a lot of Toyosi on a banjo offensively early. That time sprays it out. Grand Rapids shrinks the deficit to 5. Pritchard with service. Cooper gets eaten up. Turner, Jensen gets it to go. Omaha protesting in disagreement, and a challenge is coming.
Omaha seemed pretty adamant that ball was up.
Challenging that the ball did not touch the floor.
Let's get a look at this.
So to me, on a play like that, Witten knows whether she got it or not.
Sometimes though it hits your foot and the ground, or like your hand and the ground.
Okay.
Like sometimes you think you got it
Okay.
up and you didn't.
On that first look, I didn't think she did.
I didn't think she did either. She did not. Not particularly that close.
How could she possibly think she got that out?
I don't know. The moment.
I just think if you're a player out there, you know that they're going to show the replay, and they're going to have the call right.
It's also like there's this saying that volleyball players are the best liars, but honestly, when you have Volt 6 technology, I think that just fully goes out the window, because you can't lie in this game anymore.
You cannot fool it. I get the reaction, as you said, in the heat of the moment, though. It's funny to see a moment like that where
with the foot, it just wasn't on the right spot to even possibly be up.
Right.
I respect it. Okay, I get it. I've been there. I think the ball's up.
It happens.
Fun if it was a foot up.
It sure would have, but Omaha's gonna win this set anyway. It sure looks like. Londot gets a piece of that one. And Pritchard gets a block touch there, so the set continues.
Pritchard's getting a lot of swings out of the backcourt. Cam Turner forcing that option as Pritchard just checked in the match about halfway through the set.
Jenna Otek is in to serve. Short serve, Nunaviller is there on a banjo. No, that's out.
Strong swing from Onavanjo, just barely missing wide. Flipped the antenna a little bit too.
Grand Rapids taking a bunch of points late in this set. But Omaha creating so much separation. And on the hitting error from Briggs-Romine, that will do it for the third.
That's just all offense on Omaha's side, hitting 400 during that set. Great performance for the Supernovas.
Well, I'll talk about what stuck out the most there as Omaha tries to clinch the 1 seed coming up in the 4th set. Omaha in control. There hasn't been a set so far that's been closer than 5, so big momentum swings right now, all in favor of the Novas. And with this team, I think you have to start on the outside. Cooper last year played for Columbus, was a decorated player. You combine her with Brooke Nuneviller, that's a scary duo.
It's completely scary. Omaha's offense completely runs through the outside. For both of these to be hitting over 350 and Cooper at 440 tonight, that is so impressive when you think of how good defensively Grand Rapids is as a team. They lead the PVF in opponent hit percentage.
I'm just thinking about it, potential matchup in the postseason. Going to be a matchup once again on Sunday. We're talking a lot about it, but it's just so crucial to what ends up transpiring the rest of the way in the league. But just the outsides for Atlanta and Omaha, just so impressive in their own ways.
So much fun and very different in terms of style. You have a player like Brooke Nuneviller putting that one away. A lot more crafty in her attack. Yes, she has a great arm. But then you look at a player like Leah Edmond for Atlanta, and she is all power all the time. It's really fun when these two teams meet up because you really see those differences.
Atlanta adding Micaiah White mid-season successfully. Pia Timmer, when she's in there, like she was last night in Indy, very consistent ball control player for a younger player. And Omaha has a lot of upside between Cooper and Batenhorst. They can both pop off in any given match. Holthouse with the kill.
Holthouse has really come alive for Grand Rapids. They just need a little more offensive help. Someone else on Grand Rapids has to take charge of this match. Someone like Snyder. If Bastinelli can get involved in the play, of course that depends on the pass. But someone other than Holthouse has to come alive for Grand Rapids to make a run here. 12
kills, 379. Paige Briggs-Romine does have 10 kills, but is only hitting 111. She's the next closest offensively for Grand Rapids. Holthouse, once again, from the right side, inching that hitting percentage even further up.
What Holthouse is doing so well is she's changing up where she's attacking this ball. Turner's putting it in a great spot, pushing it all the way out. She has a cross-court option as well as the line.
Anna Banjo, another impressive run.
Beautiful swing from Anna Banjo because the set wasn't perfect, but she adjusted to it right at the peak of its set. A little bit low, but she snaps down even quicker to get it done.
If you're Turner, you just got to keep going there.
You got to go to the hot hand, and if you're trying to make a run here, trying to win this set to push a fifth, you got to ride Holthouse here. I mean, she's doing a phenomenal job finding kills in difficult situations.
See if they can keep it going, though, with Holthouse in the back row. She was added late in the season, signed March 31st, completed her season in Germany. And I've heard multiple head coaches talk about when you do sign someone late, the roster lock deadline, of course, is April 1st. So March 31st being pretty much the last possible minute. You have to be super certain that they're a chemistry fit. They're not going to disrupt what's going on with the rest of your team.
Also, the rest of your team, you have someone coming in, you're assuming they're probably going to take someone else's spot out there. And, for a Grand Rapids team that has really been rotating their right sides all season, they've had no less than 6 different starting right sides. So it's been difficult for them to find that consistency out there, which maybe helps. But Holthouse is also just such a great person. They said she's great team chemistry-wise.
Cooper snaps one down.
Cooper just doing her thing out there. I mean, she is going up and over blockers around them, especially in this situation with Cam Turner up front, a shorter setter standing at 5'8", not as big of a blocker. Pedraza is really exploiting that matchup.
She had a career-high 29 kills in a match against Orlando earlier this year. I guess she wouldn't mind facing Orlando then, but still with you per our previous discussion. Londot from the back row.
Just an offense you don't want to face. No part of me wants for any opportunity in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, you're not taking anything away from Indy.
No, I mean, you have a player like Johnny Taylor. She put up 35 points about a month ago.
But right now, Orlando, they're playing a little bit better. That's the truth of it. And so if you're Atlanta or Omaha, you're battling to try and earn that 1 seed. in a situation like this.
I think it's that consistency piece, too, that we've really seen from Orlando, where Indy has had some really big, dominant wins, but just not consistently across the board.
We're just getting all the Indy fans probably riled up right now.
Done so many of their matches. It's a fun team. I think they play hard. They can beat anyone out there. I just think matchup-wise, they don't have the size that the other teams have, and they don't want to say they don't have a player like Brittany Abercrombie, because Taylor is incredible.
Well, and Lekator, remember, Mene
Yes.
might be that player on that, you know, she was on the outside. She was the top point scorer in the league before she got hurt, as Omaha with an ace out of Horde.
And they've just been plagued with injuries really the entire season as well, so they haven't been able to find that consistency that Orlando has had.
Lydia Martin, we'll see if they can get her back going into the postseason. She's been down for Indy. Earlier in the season, Pritchard had to get some starts at right side. Not the natural position for her. That is the natural shot for Erica Pritchard.
And Pritchard been in and out of the lineup this season, and huge for Grand Rapids to know that if she's not in the starting lineup, they can throw her in off the bench and she's going to pick up right where someone left off.
There's the deceptiveness from Turner.
I love these plays from Cam Turner. She knows exactly when to do it at the right time.
There are times when she just floats through the air and puts Grand Rapids up by 1, going into the timeout. Close contest here in the 4th set. Let's take a look at MVP candidates from Emily Eamon this season.
And these are the top 3 that I'm looking at. You have Brittany Abercrombie. She's the highest point scorer in the league. There's no one that can take over a match like Brittany Abercrombie. Then you have a player like Leah Edmond for Atlanta. For me, if it ended right now, she would be my MVP just because of her all-around game. She can score a lot of points, but she's also a phenomenal passer, great in the backcourt, and an awesome server on that back line. Then you have a player like a Johnny Teeler, another opposite this one for Indy. She scores a lot of points, she's wildly efficient, and her blocking is second to none.
It's really impressive that she has stepped up and filled in as that #1 option after member Mene went down with a season-ending injury for the Ignite. Nunaviller loads up. Such a powerful approach from Brooke Nunaviller.
And Nunaviller also could absolutely be in that conversation. She would be my #4 right now because of the way that she affects the game on both sides. I mean, she's the best player on the best team in the league. Definitely deserves to be in that conversation. I could only pick 3, though.
Those were the rules.
I had 3 parameters, you know.
Well, Omaha made it a goal to serve more aggressively. And Mac Pedraza now has multiple aces tonight. Bump set, Pedraza, Nunaviller. Ogilvy went sliding all the way through there. Nunaviller has to really twist her body to hit that shot. Pritchard is dug by Pedraza. Londot covers it. Good set by Pedraza, and Nunaviller with the kill.
Really good set from Pedraza. As an outside, when rallies elongate, it becomes really difficult to take swing after swing because you're getting a lot of out-of-system plays. Pedraza put Nunaviller in the perfect spot to get that done.
I think there are so many different ways that Nunaviller elevates Omaha, and she is a bona fide MVP candidate because they're the #1 team in the league, and she is the best player on that team. No question she is in that discussion as well. Pritchard. Witten going Nunaviller's way. Jensen with the extension.
It's so difficult to get past Alyssa Jensen. She stands at 6'4", but her arm span was so much higher and longer than that. So if you're going into tip against her, you really got to move it up and then down.
Last year, Jensen was in a part-time role. Pritchard gets the benefit of the net there. The take for the ace. Jensen played in 13 matches, 31 sets last season for Grand Rapids, and she's really elevated this year into a much bigger role, one of the top blockers in the whole league. Block touch is the call. They really sold that well, Omaha did.
It's like really tough to see live on that one, but they were pretty confident about it. And hey, nothing gets past Stephanie McLarty.
I mean, I'm assuming it was there. I'm just saying they really...
Yeah. Made you feel it.
Yep. And there was no argument or a challenge from Grand Rapids. Going back to Holthouse, right to the ground.
And Holthouse is doing a phenomenal job for Grand Rapids. They just don't have that other killer right now. No one that's asking for the ball in the way the Holthouse is. And she's getting a lot of clean kills. I mean, they're not even touching players.
Is there a chance that Omaha is just okay with her getting hers and just keeping everyone else neutralized? Is there a shot that's what we're seeing?
I mean, that's exactly what happened during the third set. Holthouse absolutely went off. He got about 6 kills, but no one else could get up to that speed, and Omaha handily won that set.
Whenever that happens, I always kind of wonder how much of that is the intent of the other team versus just the way things are playing out. Either way, I mean, credit Holthouse for taking advantage of the opportunity and coming up with a big performance to keep Grand Rapids in and try to send this to the 5th set. And one thing, Omaha has been relatively untested in deeper matches this year compared to the rest of the field. 14 of their 27 matches have been ended in 3 sets. They've only played 4 5-set matches all year.
And you do wonder how, fatigue plays into that as well. Obviously, it's their first match of the week. But going to 5 sets, I mean, it's really taxing on your body. And if that does happen, you wonder then what happens on Sunday against Atlanta, where you have to be up for that one.
Atlanta, as Nunaviller swoops in there for the kill. Atlanta gets to play at home, and they're going to have an extra day of rest.
Yeah.
I'm assuming by now they'd already be back in Atlanta after defeating Indy in a reverse sweep last night. And I'm sure that they're watching this one, pulling for Grand Rapids, looking for their opportunity to steal the 1 seed from Omaha. Bastianelli doing her best to help the cause for Atlanta.
The Rise with a little bit of life to them. Great pass allows this middle to happen. A good set from Cameron Turner back to the net. Still great ball location.
Nice pass by Nunaviller and Pedraza. That was good from Mac Pedraza.
And that's a veteran play from Mac Pedraza, going up, looking like she's setting this ball. The sneaky attack backwards, you never see it coming.
Some good body control right there. Really jumping high up and just flicking it straight down on a perfect pass by Nunaviller that allowed that to happen as well. Bastianelli behind the setter. Witten with the dig. Turner doesn't do it often, but she is a lefty as well from the setting position. Pritchard is blocked, covered down there by Snyder. Pedraza over the shoulder, and she has shown up offensively.
I mean, 2 for 2. It is so difficult to stop, because even if you know she's dumping, you don't know where she's dumping. Typically, setters just go to the middle of the court, but Pedraza's smarter than that, knowing the defense is crashing up, so she goes behind.
What a scoring night for the setter Pedraza, coming in off the bench. 5 for 6 overall, and she has 3 aces as Pritchard uses the block.
You want your setter to go in and make a difference, of course, with the offense, but when you put Pedraza in, you get that added layer of her offense from her and some production and points from her.
Net violation on Grand Rapids.
At this point in the set, especially for Grand Rapids, it becomes so important to play as clean as possible.
Going to take us to a timeout on that mishap here in the fourth set. Kelsey Payne in particular.
Get down, girl.
Lindsey Krause enjoying the music here during the timeout. Omaha, it's a fun group. Looking to repeat as champions.
Oh. All right, Kelsey.
Kelsey Payne wins the dance competition.
Clip that.
I would need a chiropractor if I tried
I was
that.
about to say, you got some moves or what?
Not that, not anything like that. Too tall there on the swing by Pritchard, and a couple of unforced errors on the last 2 points from Grand Rapids.
Yeah, back-to-back from Grand Rapids. Again, this is a point in the set where they have to play clean if they're going to want to catch up.
Ford earns the dig on a banjo with the score, and Omaha has created some distance.
Bit of a sloppy play on Grand Rapids side. That's now 3 points in a row where they're playing just a little bit too tight. Good heads-up play, though, from Banjo. Put it down.
Breaking the 15-all tie to make it 18-15. What do you think Omaha's going to do with their middles going into the postseason?
I think, you know, Banjo is making a great case for herself to be in that conversation. She definitely provides a lot more offense than Kathy does. So it depends on what Bird wants. Does she want to go more defense? If so, you probably go with Kathy. If you want more offense, you go with Banjo.
Phoebe Alalea has also started 3 times in the last 6 matches, including tonight, and performed well. She's an option. And of course, it's Holdhouse to end the run.
Because Holdhouse has been the hot hand, Turner needs to continue to feed her, especially when she's up front right now through these 3 rotations.
Hitting over 400 with 17 kills. The rookie setter, Turner. Cooper got in the seam, and Londot finishes.
Really good shot from Emily Londot, going back to that 5-6 seam between left back and middle back. Really good shot as a right side attacker.
Second to last match for the Novas. For the Rise, this is it. It's their season finale. Allison Witten filling in for Camila Gomez, getting the chance at libero. What about your thoughts on that positional battle right now? And Witten has not been the preferred player most of this season for Laura Bird-Kuhn. Grand Rapids calls timeout. They're going, though, with Witten, the rookie out of Creighton.
Yeah, Witten coming in during the last match, during the second set, and then played the rest of it. I think she's a very great libero. I will say, in the postseason, it feels like you have to go with Gomez, the one that's been your steady rock for most of the season. But I think there's a lot of question marks on Omaha right now, but luckily for them, they have so much depth. So if someone isn't working out, they know they can throw someone in off the bench and they're going to do a good job.
The message from Laura Bird-Kuhn is that she wants her team to know that no matter who is in there, they're playing to win, and that they will or can and will win in those situations. That, okay, it's not like we're putting Allison Witten in and that means we have less of a chance to win. They like what she's done in practice. She's getting the chance right now.
There's no drop-off, which is the most important thing when you're having someone come in off the bench, or you're starting someone new that night, or someone that maybe hasn't played as often. Especially in the practice gym, this shows that Omaha has really tough competition. Iron sharpens iron, and that's what you want headed into the postseason.
Yeah, because we asked directly, like, okay, at this stage of the season, you're going to decide to go with Allison Witten, who is a fantastic college player. Are you just getting Gomez some rest? What's going on? And she said, no, Witten has earned it in practice. Make no mistake. So I'm interested to see what they do come the postseason. Nunaviller, Turner with the first touch. Holdhouse out of system. That was a good contact and a better save from Turner, from Snyder right there. Holdhouse off the block and down.
That's a set changing point for Grand Rapids. All of a sudden, the momentum has shifted for them. A high momentum play is exactly what they needed off of the save from the hometown kid, Garley Snyder.
Thought that on a banjo shot was going down off a good touch by Witten, but instead a save by Snyder. And now a block. Maybe you're right. Maybe that does swing the momentum, that previous point.
Now look, if we know anything about Berkuno, she does not like taking timeouts. She knows that that's going to fuel these fans and fuel Grand Rapids even more. So don't expect her to call one, even though Grand Rapids has a lot of momentum.
Hasn't used one yet in the match.
Maybe one more, though, yeah.
We'll see. Nunaviller is going to stay up. Nice dig from Allison Witten. Londot going short. Not quite. And we don't see that one more point win. Omaha does side out.
Berkuno always says her assistants will look at her and say, one more, maybe. She hates calling timeouts. And honestly, I agree, because if you call a timeout in that situation, you're just fueling the momentum all back to Grand Rapids.
And now Omaha gets momentum back. Ace serve for Brooke Nunaviller.
It instills confidence in your team when you know that they have the confidence to figure it out themselves. They have great leaders on that side as well. They don't need to take a 60-second break to figure it out.
And when Nunaviller is your leader, who is carrying the biggest load on the outside, you know that you're physically in great condition to not have to rely on timeouts. No one's in better, physical condition than a player like Brooke Nunaviller. Small delay to take care of the floor. Snyder sides out.
Great one and done play from Grand Rapids. If they're going to make a push here in this fourth set, it has to come now. A great job relying on someone that's been maybe not as terminal tonight for you, but for the length of the season has been your go-to.
Got taken out of the match at one point. Now actually has a double-double, 10 kills, 11 digs, 194. Londot thumps one for the Supernovas. They are 2 points away from the 1 seed.
The biggest difference from set one on for Omaha has been the addition of Mac Pedraza going in and Emily Londot, who has been incredibly terminal since checking into the match during that second set already.
We've talked more about Pedraza, but now Londot has 10 kills, hitting .346 off the bench. Krause back into serve. Nunaviller laying out. Cooper as well. What a point for Grand Rapids.
These players just going all out for every single point. You'd think it was championship point, by the way. Cooper was flying in.
Holdhouse has to go to the back row, though. She's the server, so a little bit tougher now for Grand Rapids with their best point scorer no longer in the front row.
And that'll bring Cam Turner up front, an undersized blocker who Omaha's been going after tonight.
At Pedraza to Londot, the 2 substitutes early, and they let that go out. And it is a match point on the 11th Emily Londot kill. to become the first ever PVF team to win a 20th regular season match in a single season. Not yet. Bastianelli with the slide kill.
Good one and done for Grand Rapids. Beautiful pass. Ali Bastianelli wants to keep this match alive.
Grand Rapids won the first set. Omaha has been in control ever since. Snyder with the serve. Snyder with the dig. Briggs Romine overhead dig by Londa, and Cooper to the floor. Omaha has clinched the regular season championship and the 1 seed in the PVF playoffs.
Despite not having some of their stars out on the court, this looked like a very fine-tuned Omaha team. In their practice gym, it is so difficult to put balls down, and you can tell that that's paying off in matches like this. But you get punched during the first set.
Because Omaha has the tiebreaker edge over Atlanta, even if the Vibe win on Sunday, and even Omaha in the standings, the Supernovas would then win the tiebreaker. So the Supernovas have clinched the 1 seed in the PVF playoffs in 2025. Omaha inserts the double sub early in the second set, completely turns the match around, and wins in 4, sweeping the regular season series, improving to 8-1 all time against Grand Rapids in a rematch of the championship from last year. For Emily Eamon and our entire crew, I'm AJ Cannell saying so long from Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids. The Omaha Supernovas win this one in 4 sets.